It's Jamie, your homeownership advisor with the HomeOwnership Center. And today I want to talk to you about mastering your financial wellness. So your financial wellness isn't just about making more money. It's mainly about living wisely, stress-free. So let's figure out how we get there. What is your financial wellness? So it's about feeling secure and confident in your financial decisions. You want to understand your goals and have a plan for how you're going to achieve them. So how do we do that? What are the steps to get there? One, we have to assess what our financial wellness is or what our current situation is. So we need to make a list of our income versus our expenses, what your debts are, do you already have savings, how much are you going to save? Creating your simple balance sheet. So figuring that out, just write it all down, use a spreadsheet, an app. There are so many different ways. You just have to figure out what works for you. And then you can always come to us if you need some help. And I'll dig into that a little bit deeper here in a little bit. You want to set your clear financial goals. So in order to reach anything, you have to figure out what you're doing this for. So sit down and figure out what your goal is. Where do you want to be? Is it short term? Is it mid-term? Is it long term? So your short term is going to be like the 3 to 6 months. Your medium is like 1 to 3, and then your long term is going to be like 5+. So if your goal is to like pay off your credit card debt, how long do we think that is going to take us? You don't want to like stack yourself to lose. So you have to kind of sit down and think about this, how much money you can save, how much you can throw towards your debts. Again, like an emergency fund or buying a house. Some of those things take time, so you want to be realistic in figuring out where that's going to set to. So creating a realistic budget. We usually recommend that you use the 50-30-20 method. So 50 being needs, 30 being your wants, and then 20% being those savings. So that's not the end-all be-all. There are different methods available. There are different ways to do things out there. But that's usually where we have you start. You always need to reassess. So sit down and figure out where your budget is. Are there things that are consistently over? So figuring out that within your needs and your wants and your savings. So with that, you also have to be mindful of living within your means. So there are a lot of different ways to tell if you're living within your means. Main thing being, how much money do you have left over after you pay your bills? So that's the biggest important thing, is sitting down, figuring out how much you have left, how much you can throw towards the savings or even your wants. And then you want to build an emergency savings. So in a perfect world, we tell you to aim between 3 to 6 months of those savings. If you lose your job, it may take you that long to be able to get back on your feet and find a job that is going to be comparable to what you had. So having those emergency savings will make sure that it's seamless, that you're not going to have too much of an issue with big life events happening like that. And then it's always good to start small. So if it's $5 now, just put away $5, knowing that you can increase that later as you get some more money. Christmas time coming, sometimes our parents, our grandparents, other family members like to give us Christmas money because they don't know what to give us. Those lump sums, throw them in your savings account and just keep those. And then they're going to gain interest as you continually leave them in there. So, in conclusion, your financial wellness is not a one-time achievement. It's going to be a gradual thing that you have to work on. You have to sit down, you have to reassess from month to month. You have to figure out what's working and what's not. If you make changes, it does not mean that you have a bad plan. It just means that you need to be realistic. December and January are hard months for everyone. One, we have a lot more expenses with gift giving. Sometimes like our electric bills are more, our water bills are more when we have family over. So taking that into account too, you have to plan for those things. So making those adjustments from month to month. And then if you need help with any of that, that is what we're here for. So being a nonprofit here, I'm not here to judge you, I'm here to help you. So I like to sit down with you, and if you need budgeting help, we'll work on budgeting. If you need credit help, I tell you how to get there. So feel free to reach out to us.